Hello everyone. Today we are going to start with work bar energy. Okay, now this is also another lesson which is very simple. You need to go through all the formulas. Once you go through these formulas, there are just 3 of them, and then you'll be able to solve any type of sum. We'll be practicing about 10 to 20 sums. Okay, then you will know exactly what type of questions are going to come in this lesson. I need you to practice some more questions. There is a question bank provided for you. You just go in the description box. In that there is link given. If you click that link, you will get a PDF file. Download the notes which has more numericals and more application questions. Then you know what type of questions have come in the school exam and the board exam. Alright. I hope you understand this lesson and follow the instructions. That is, after going through this video, please see that you work out all the sums. Alright, it's very important that you work it out. Try to download that PDF file into a hard copy and you have a ready reference, the notes as well as the solutions. This all work questions, and you can just revise this before your exam. Alright, so let's start with the formula. The very first formula for work, W is equal to Fs. Work done is equal to force into displacement. Okay, now the another formula is W is equal to Fs cos theta. So if supposing the effort applied is at an angle, okay, like up the hill, if the effort is applied, so it depends on cos theta. The theta is the angle. So if theta is 0, so cos 0 is 1. If theta is 90, the cos 90 is 0. So accordingly work will be maximum or minimum. Okay, and when is it negative? When theta is 180, cos 180 is minus 1. So there are many application questions. Just go through the link and the description box. You get the PDF file and go through all those questions. Then work is also given by MGH. Okay, so Fs, MGH, Fs cos theta. Whenever the angle is given, that time you have to make use of this formula. Unit of work is joule. Okay, now power is work upon time. Unit is watt. Then power is also given by F into V. F stands for force, V stands for the velocity. 1 horsepower is 746 watt. Then 1 kilowatt hour is 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joules. This also comes in the exam, like they will give it in kilowatt hour and you want to convert it into joules. You can make use of this number which is given of conversion. Then 1 electron volt is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 joule. The energy, unit of that is joule. So you see, work and energy, they are brothers and sisters. They share the same surname. Okay, so you can use either of the formulas. A need comes when you write down, when you see the numerical which has come in the paper, just go through it, write all the particulars down, then think which is the appropriate formula. Okay, the formulas for work and energy can be interchanged. Alright, so energy formula, kinetic energy is half mv square, half m bracket v square minus u square. V is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity. This is also called as the work energy theorem. Then kinetic energy is also given by F into S, force into displacement. Then is equal to p square upon 2m. When momentum is given and kinetic energy is asked, so kinetic energy is equal to p square upon 2m. Then potential energy is mgh is equal to mg h2 minus h1. If supposing two heights are given and you need to find out the potential energy, that time you have to use mg bracket h2 minus h1. Okay, so these are just the 3 formulas. Please note it down, learn it before we start with the sum. When acted upon by a force of 10 kgf gets displaced by 0.5 meter, calculate the work done by the force when the displacement is first part in the direction of the force, second part at an angle 60 degrees with the force, and third normal to the force, and gravity they are given as 10 Newton per kg. Alright, so first of all, before we start, we write down all the particulars. So the first sum, force is 10 kgf. Now this force is kgf. Kgf means gravity is not considered, so that means this is mass. So that means mass is 10 kg. Alright, Just remember that. If supposing force unit is Newton, then that time you don't have to take it this way. But if supposing if it is kgf, then it is usually the mass. Okay, just remember that. Then get displaced by 0.5 meters. So S is 0.5 meter. Then you have to find out work done in the direction of the force. So first part, work done. So W is equal to Fs is equal to force is or mgh, mass is 10, g is 10 and h is 0.5. So that is 50 joules. Then second, when angle is given, angle is 60 degrees, theta is 60 degrees. So cos 60 is half. So formula W is equal to Fs cos theta. Fs we already found out 50. Cos theta is half. So that is 25 joules. Third part, normal to the force. Now see, this is normal, which is 90 degrees. So effort applied or the work done which is normal to the force. Normal means 90 degrees. So cos 90 is what? 0. So when you substitute instead of cos theta 0, so work done is 0. So work done 0. Okay, so the reason is since cos 90 is 0. Okay, now the second sum. A boy of mass 40 kg climbs up a stair and reaches the roof at the height of 8 meter in 5 seconds. Calculate the force of gravity acting on the body, the work done by him against the force of gravity, the power spent by the boy, and gravity is given as 10 meter per second square. So over here in this question, quickly first we'll write down all the particulars, then we'll think which formula to use. Okay. So here boy of mass 40 kg. So mass is 40 kg. Height of the roof is 8 meter. Then time is 5 seconds. Calculate the force acting. So force is equal to mass into gravity. Mass is 40, gravity is given 10, 400 Newton. Just remember the units has to be written properly. Second part, the work done. So W is equal to mgh. 40, gravity is 10, height is 8. 3200 joules. Then third is power. Power is work upon time. Work we found out 3200. Time they have given 5 seconds. So it is coming to 640 watt. Alright. Now after you have understood the second sum, start with the third sum. A man spends 6.4 kilojoules of energy in displacing a body by 64 meter in the direction in which he applies the force. In 2.5 seconds, calculate the force applied, the power spent by the man. Okay, so over here, G is again given 10 meter per second square. Then the weightlifter lifts a load of 200 kgf. Now 200 kgf, even it is said load, since it is not in Newton, so it is mass. So if it is given in kgf, is the mass. So mass is 200 kg. Height is 2.5 meter. Time is 5 seconds. Then calculate the work done. First part. So work is equal to mgh. Mass is 200, g is 10, h is 2.5. So it is coming to 5000 joules. Then second part, the power developed by him. So power is work upon time. Work already we found out 5000. Time is given 5, that is 1000 watts. Power is given by watts. Then next is fifth sum. A machine raises a load of 750 Newton through a height of 16 meter in 5 seconds. Calculate the energy spent by the machine and the power of the machine if it's 100% efficient. That means there is no loss due to friction. Okay, so over here first of all you will write down the particulars. Now see, load they have given 750 Newton. That means the force. If it would have been kgf, we would have taken it as mass. So 750 Newton. Then height is 16 meter. Time is 5 seconds. You have to find out the energy spent. So energy and work are brothers and sisters. Same formula, mgh or fs. Okay. Energy is equal to F into S, 750 into 16. That is coming to 12,000 joules. Then this is the first part. Second part that they have asked is power. Power is equal to work upon time. This energy and work is the same. So work we take 12,000 upon time. Time they have given 5 seconds. When you divide it, it comes 2,400 watts. So that's the end of the fifth sum. Let's start with the sixth sum. An electric heater of power 3 kilowatt. Power is 3 kilowatt, that is 3000 watt, right now? Is used for 10 hours. 10 hours, how do you convert into second? 10 into 60 into 60, right? How much energy does it consume? Express your answer in kilowatt hour and joules also they want. So kilowatt hour, I just gave you the conversion over there. Kilowatt hour means the time has to be in hours and the unit of energy has to be in kilowatt. Alright, so it's already given in kilowatt. You don't have to convert it for getting in kilowatt hour. See, power is 3 kilowatt and time is 10 hour. Okay, so first part, kilowatt hour they want. So they want energy. Energy is equal to power into time. So power is 3 kilowatt, time is 10. That is 30 kilowatt hour. Now for the second part, now they want it in joules. So when they want it in joules, 3 kilowatt hour is 3 into 1000. That is 3000 watts. And 10 hours has to be converted into seconds. So 10 into 60 into 60 second. Okay, so energy is equal to power into time. 3000 into 10 into 60 into 60. So when you work it out, it comes to 1.08 into 10 raised to 8 joules. Okay, try calculate it and see it. Now seventh sum. A water pump raises 50 liter of water. Now 50 liter, that means mass is 50 kg. Conversion is given down. Density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. So just remember the mass and the liters volume, they are same. Okay, so whenever they say 50 liters, just take 50 kg. So over here 50 liters of water, that means mass is 50 kg. Remember that, okay? There is one more sum like that. Again, height is 25 meter and time is 5 seconds. Calculate the power of the pump required and gravity they have given 10 meter per second square. Okay, so they are asking for power. So power is equal to work upon time. So mgh upon time. Mass is 50, g is 10, h is 25, upon time is 5. So it comes to 2500 watts. Did you understand? Okay, now question number 8. A pump is used to lift 500 kg of water from a depth of 80 meter in 10 seconds. Calculate the work done by a pump, the power at which pump works, the power rating of the pump if its efficiency is 40%. Do you know how to use the formula for efficiency? Efficiency is equal to power output upon power input. Okay, and if you want percentage efficiency, efficiency is power output upon power input into 100. Alright, so let's take down all the particulars of the sum. Okay, so 500 kg, mass is 500 kg. Then 500 kg, height is 80 meter, time is 10 second. So their first part they are asking is the work done. So work is mgh. So mass is 500, g is 10, height is 80. You know, if they give you gravity, then take whatever they have given. Otherwise, usually you take gravity as 9.8 meter per second square. If they specify it 10 meter per second square, then take 10. But otherwise, when they have not given gravity, always take 9.8 meter per second square. So when you work this out, it comes to 4 followed by 5 zeros, joules. Now second part is, this is power at which the pump work, that means power output. Power output is equal to work upon time. Time is given as 10 seconds. So it is 4000. Okay. So now the C part, power rating efficiency is 40%. Okay. Efficiency is 40%. So efficiency is equal to power output upon power input into 100. So efficiency they have given 40. So 40 is equal to power output is 4000 upon power input into 100. So then power input will be 4 followed by 4 zeros, 5 zeros upon 40. So that comes to this 4 and this 0 0 get cancelled. 4 ones are 4. So it comes to 100 kilowatt. Okay, that's your answer. Now the eighth sum. A man spends 6.4 kilojoules energy in displacing a body by 64 meter in the direction in which he applies force. In 2.5 seconds, calculate the force applied, the power spent in horsepower by the man. So over here they have given energy, that is work, 6.4 kilojoules. So work is 6.4 kilojoules, that is 6.4 into 1000, 6400 joules. By 64 meter, S is 64 meter. Time is 2.5 seconds. Calculate the force applied and power spent in horsepower. Okay, so let's start. So they are asking for the force applied. So first part, force. Force is equal to mass into gravity. We use this formula. W is equal to Fs. Okay, work is 6400. Force into displacement is 64. Therefore, first force is 6400 upon 64. That is 100 Newton. Then the second part, the power spent. Power is equal to work upon time. Work is 6400 upon time is 2.5. So that's coming to, remove the 0.10. (2560 watts). So 1 horsepower is 746 watt. So 2560 watts is how much? That is 2560 upon 746. That is coming to 3.43 horsepower. Alright, that is how the 8th sum is done. Now let's go on the 9th sum. An ox can apply a maximum force of 1000 Newton. It is taking part in a cart race and is able to pull the cart at a constant speed of 30 meter per second while making its best effort. Calculate the power developed by the ox. So now force is given as 1000 Newton. Speed they have given 30 meter per second, and they are asking you for the power. So you know the formula for power. Power is equal to Fv. Force is 1000, velocity is 30. 30,000 watts. That's the answer. Or 30 kilowatt. 10 sum. The power of a motor is 40 kilowatt. At what speed can the motor raise a load of 20,000 Newton? So power is 40 kilowatt, that is 40,000 watt. Then load is given 20,000 Newton. So they are asking load is the force. V is equal to question mark. Power is equal to Fv. 40,000 is equal to 20,000 into velocity. Therefore, V is equal to 40,000 upon 20,000. That comes to 2 meter per second. That's your answer. Okay. Now question number 11. Rajan invests a force of 150 Newton, exert a force of 150 Newton in pulling the cart at a constant speed of 10 meter per second. Calculate the power exerted. Same way, power is equal to Fp. So first we'll write down the particulars. So force is 150 Newton. Speed is 10 meter per second. Calculate the power. Power is equal to Fv. 150 into 10, 1500 watts. Alright. Then 12th sum. A boy weighing 350 Newton climbs up 30 steps, each 20 centimeter high in 1 minute. Calculate the work done and the power spent. So now over here the weight of that boy is given, or the force. Force is 350 Newton. Now he climbs up 30 steps, each of 20 centimeter high. That means height will be 30 into 20 centimeter has to be converted into meter. So divide by 100. So it comes to 6 meter. Then time is 1 minute. That is 60 seconds. Okay, now work they want. W is equal to F into S. 350 into 6. That is coming to 2100 joules. Now the second part they are asking is power. Power is equal to work upon time. 2100 upon time is 60 seconds. So it comes to 35 watts. Now the 13th sum. It takes 20 seconds for a person A. It takes 20 seconds for a person A of mass 50 kg to climb up the stairs, while another person B of same mass does the same in 15 seconds. Compare the work done, power developed by person A and B. Now both the persons are taking different time for the same work. So work is the same in both the cases. So work done will be, the ratio of work done will be 1:1. So W1 upon W2 is equal to 1 upon 1. Since the work done is the same. Now the ratio of power. Power is work upon time. So each one is taking different time now. So W upon time for the first one is 20 seconds. And for the second one the time taken is 15 seconds. So W upon 20 is equal to 15 upon W. W get cancelled. 5, 3 are 15, 5 4 are 20, 3 upon 4. See here W upon 20 and here W upon 15, reciprocal. This W upon 15, 15 upon W it becomes, cancel, 3 upon 4 is the answer. So the ratio of power is 3:4. Okay, next question number 14. A boy of weight 40 kgf climbs up 15 steps each of 15 centimeter high in 10 seconds, and a girl of weight 20 kgf does the same in 5 seconds. Compare the work done, power developed by them. Gravity is given by 10 meter per second square. So like that many sums are there. Sometimes they change the number and give. So if you know this, then you can solve this sums which have different numbers also. Okay, so let's see if you can solve this. So first of all, we'll write down the particulars. A boy of weight 40 kgf. Okay, so mass is 40 kg. The boy of 40 kg climbs up 15 steps, each of 15 centimeter high. So the height will be 15 steps, 15 centimeter high, na? Centimeter converted into meter. And the girl weight 20 kgf does the same in 5 seconds. So the boy does the work in 10 seconds and girl does the same work in 5 seconds. Alright. So the height is coming to be 2.25 meter. 15 into 15 is 225. 225 divided by 100 is 2.25 meter. Here also height is the same. 2.25 meter. Okay. And time is in 5 seconds. So now the work is work done, ratio of the work done they are asking. Okay, compare the work done and the power developed. Okay, so work done is W1 upon W2 is equal to mgh. 40 into 10 into h is 2.25 upon, for the girl will be 20 into 10 into 2.25. This both get cancelled. So it's coming 2 upon 1. Alright. And then the ratio of the power. So P1 upon P2. Work is for the boy it is 2 and for the girl it is 1. So work upon time na. So 2 upon time is how much? How much does the boy take to take? 10. And girl takes how much time? 5 seconds. So 1 upon 5. You can take 2x and 1x. Okay, supposing the work done by the boy is 2 and work done by the girl is 1. So work done by boy take 2x, work done by girl take 1x because it's a ratio. So power is equal to work upon time. So 2x upon 10, time is 10 seconds for the boy and for the girl it is 5 seconds. So just solve this. 2x upon 10 into 5 upon x. X and x get cancelled. 5 2s are 10, 2 2 get cancelled. 1 upon 1. So the ratio of the power is 1:1. Alright. So that's your answer. A man raises a box of mass 50 kg to a height of 2 meter in 20 seconds, while another man raises the same box to the same height in 50 seconds. Compare the work done, the power developed. Then in the B part, calculate the work done, the power developed by each man. Okay, gravity they have given as 10 meter per second square. So there are two persons, man 1, man 2. There are two persons. Now mass is 50 kg to a height of 2 meter. Time 20 seconds. While the another man raises the same box, same height, time is 50 seconds. So same mass, same height, time 50 seconds. Compare the work done, power developed by him. So work is mgh, mass is 50, g is 10, height is 2. So it is 1000 joule. And over here work is equal to mgh, mass is 50, g is 10, h is 2. So here also 1000 joules. Then power is work upon time. So work is 1000 and time is 20. 50 watts over here. and here the power will be 1000 upon time is 50, 20 watts. So they are asking compare the work done in both the cases. So W1 upon W2 is equal to 1000 upon 1000, that is 1:1. Then they are asking power developed, P1 upon P2 is equal to 50 upon 20, that is 5 upon 2. Then they asked for the work done individually of both of them and the power developed individually of both of them. So we have solved that sum. Now 16th sum. A boy takes 3 minutes to lift 20-meter water bucket from a 20-meter deep well while his father does it in 2 minutes. Compare the work done, power developed by them, how much work each does. The density of water they have given, that is 1000 kg per meter cube, and gravity is 9.8 meter per second square. Now G they have given 9.8, so you have to take 9.8. So first we'll write the particulars about the boy, and then after that about the father. So time 3 minutes, 3 into 60 second. Just convert it immediately when you're writing the particulars. 20 liter water, so mass is 20 kg. I told you, whenever liter is given, just take it as kg. Height is 20 meter, while his father does it in 2 minutes. So time 2 into 60. Mass is the same and height is also the same. Compare the work done. So work done will be the same for both of them because MGH, everything is same for both. So work done is the same. W1 upon W2 is equal to 1 upon 1. Okay. Then power developed by them. Power is equal to work upon time, right? Work is the same but time is different. The father does it faster. Time is 3 into 60 over here. Time is 2 into 60. So W upon 3 into 60 into 2 into 60 upon W. W get cancelled, 60 get cancelled. So it is 2:3. Alright. So the answer ratio of the power is 2:3. Now work done by each. So work done is given by MGH. So work is equal to MGH. Mass is 20. G is 10. Height is 220. So 4,000 joules. Okay, gravity you have to take 9.8. Okay, just remember that. So then the answer comes 20 into 9.8 into 20, that is 3.92 kilojoules. Okay, 3.92 kilojoules. Or you can also write 3920 joules. That's also correct. Alright. Two bodies of equal masses are placed at height h and 2h. Find the ratio of gravitational potential energy. So ratio of gravitational potential energy. So mgh1, mgh2, because they have said the two bodies have different heights. One height is h and another is 2h. So that's why mass and gravity they get cancelled. So here you write h and here 2h. H get cancelled 1 upon 2. That's the ratio. Then second sum, somewhat similar. Find the gravitational potential energy of 1 kg mass kept at a height of 5 meter above the ground if G is given as 10 meter per second square. So potential energy, use the formula mgh. Okay, mass is given 1, gravity is 10, height is given as 5. So that is 50 joules. Next, third sum. A box of weight 150 kgf has gravitational potential energy stored in it equal to 14700 joules. Find the height of the box above the ground. G is 9.8 meter per second square. So weight is given in kgf, that means that's the mass. So mass is 150 kg. Then potential energy they have given 14700 joules. Find the height. So potential energy is equal to mgh. So 14700 is equal to 150. G is taken as given as 9.8. Be careful, just take whatever they have given, otherwise they will cut your marks. And height we have to find out. Height is equal to 14700 upon 150 into 9.8. So that comes to 10 meter. Alright. Now fourth sum. A body of mass 5 kg falls from a height of 10 meter to 4 meter. Calculate loss of potential energy of the body. So here two heights are given and potential energy is mgh. So here we use mgh2 minus h1. And then total energy possessed by the body at any instant. Gravity they have given 10 meter per second square. Okay, so let's use the change in potential energy. They are asking loss in potential energy. So loss in potential energy is equal to mg h2 minus h1. Mass is 5, gravity is 10, h2 minus h1, 10 minus 4. (300 joules). Then energy possessed by body at any instant. Second, so potential energy mgh, mass is 5, g is 10, h take it as 10, 500 joules. We solve the fifth sum. Calculate the height through which a body of mass 0.5 kg is lifted if energy spent in doing so is 1 joule. Take g as 10 meter per second square. So they have given whatever particulars, you write down first and then we'll use the formula for energy, that is mgh. Okay, so mass is 0.5 kg, energy is 1 joule, g is 10 meter per second square, and height is equal to question mark. So energy is equal to mgh, 1 is equal to mass is 0.5, g is 10, height we have to find out. Therefore height is equal to 1 upon 5. 0.5 into 10 is 5. So that is 0.2 meter. Alright. Next, sixth one. A boy weighing 25 kgf climbs up the first floor of a building, height 3 meter above the ground, and then to the third floor at a height 9 meter above the ground. What will be the increase in gravitational potential energy? So increase or decrease in the gravitational potential energy, formula is the same, mg h2 minus h1. Okay, so first write down the particulars. Mass is 25 kg, height is 3 meter, and h2 is 9 meter, h1 is 3 meter. Alright, g is 10 meter per second square. So potential energy is equal to mg h2 minus h1. So 25 into 10, h2 minus h1, 9 minus 3, 25 into 10 into 6. So that is coming to 1500 joules. Seventh question. A vessel containing 50 kg of water is placed at a height of 15 meter above the ground. Assuming that gravitational potential energy at the ground is 0, what will be the gravitational potential energy of water in the vessel? G is given 10 meter per second square. Again write the particulars down. Mass is 50 kg, height is 15 meter, G is 10 meter per second square. So you have to find out the potential energy. Potential energy mgh, 50 into 10 into 15, 7500 joules. Eighth sum. A man of mass 50 kg climbs up a ladder of height 10 meter. Calculate work done and increase in potential energy. Gravity is given 9.8 meter per second. Same way. So first of all, work is equal to mgh. Mass is 50, g is 9.8 they have given, and height is 10. So work done is coming 4900 joules. Then increase in potential energy. So work and energy, they are same, brothers and sisters, I told you. So increase in energy also will be the same, 4900 joules. Next, the ninth sum. A block A weighing 100 Newton is pulled up a slope of length 5 meter by applying a constant force of 100 Newton as given in the figure. There is a figure also given. So this is the load. Okay, and force is applied to the load. 5 meter is the total length and 3 meter is the height. Okay, so they are asking what is the work done by a force in moving a block A 5 meter along the slope, and second part, what is the increase in potential energy of block A. Account for the difference in the work done by the force and increase in potential energy of the block. So when you are pushing this 5 meter, so you use F into S. S is the distance 5 meter and the force they have given. So the A part is W is equal to F into S. Force is 100 Newton and S, that is distance, is 5, that is 500 joules. And B part, if you are picking it up like that, work done is mgh. So the mass and gravity they have given, force they have given, that is 100 into height is 3, that is 300 joules. So see they have given the force is mass into gravity. So instead of mg you are putting 100, keep that in mind. And they are asking why there is a difference in energy. When you are pushing it, there is some friction acting. Okay, so that is the loss in weight due to friction. Okay, the difference, 200 joules, 500 minus 300, that is 200 joules, is due to friction. Okay, work against the force of friction is the work against the force of friction. Now 10th one. Find the kinetic energy of body of mass 1 kg moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second square. So kinetic energy formula is half mv square. So half, mass is 1, velocity is 10. So 10 into 10. So 50 joule is the answer. Now 11th sum. If the speed of the car is half, how does the kinetic energy change? So kinetic energy is half mv square. Now the speed becomes half. Okay, so half v. So this becomes half m into 1 by 4 v square. Now do some adjustment. Do 1 by 4 half mv square inside. Bring 1 by 4 outside and half mv square inside. So that means 1 by 4 kinetic energy. That is, kinetic energy becomes 1/4. That's your answer. Now 12th sum. Calculate the decrease in kinetic energy of a moving body if its velocity reduced to half its initial velocity. So if the kinetic energy velocity reduced by half, then what will be the decrease in kinetic energy? So if the velocity reduces half, the kinetic energy becomes 1/4. Okay, so decrease in kinetic energy will be how much? The same working you do for that. Okay, so decrease in kinetic energy minus 1 by 4 kinetic energy. that is 3/4. So the kinetic energy becomes 3/4. This is TH. The 13th sum. Two bodies of equal masses are moving with a uniform velocity v and 2v. Find the ratio of the kinetic energies. Okay, so kinetic energy is half mv square, and in one part you have to take the velocity as v as usual, and another part you have to change the velocity to v 2v, because there are two bodies, one is having velocity v, another one with velocity 2v. So you just solve it like this. Kinetic energy 1 upon kinetic energy 2 is equal to half mv square upon half m 2v whole thing square. So half mv square upon half m into 4v square. So v square get cancelled, mm get cancelled, half get cancelled. Answer is 1 upon 4. Okay. Next. Two bodies of mass ratio 5:1. Kinetic energy ratio is 125:9. Find the ratio of the velocity. It's very much similar to this sum which we just solved. Okay. So kinetic energy 1 upon kinetic energy 2, half mv square upon mass ratio is 5:1. So here you take 5x and x into v square. Okay, see, and the ratio of the kinetic energy is 125:9. This half get cancelled, x and x get cancelled, v square get cancelled. Mass ratio 5:1. Kinetic energy 125:2. Calculate the ratio of the velocity. Okay, ratio of the velocity they want. Don't cancel the velocity. v1 square upon v2 square. Okay. So here it will be 5 v1 square upon v2 square. So 125 upon 9 into 5 is equal to v1 square upon v2 square. So the ratio of the velocity square root both the sides. So it becomes square root of 25 is 5, square root of 9 is 3. So the answer is 5:3. Alright. Next question. Question number 15. A car is running at a speed of 15 kilometers per hour while another car is moving with a speed of 45 kilometers per hour. Find the ratio of the kinetic energy. So it's similar like this only. Okay. So one car speed is 15 kilometers per hour and second car speed is 45 kilometers per hour. Ratio of the kinetic energy. So kinetic energy 1 upon kinetic energy 2, half mv square, half m 45 square. They both get cancelled, and 15 into 15 upon 45 into 45. So it's 1 upon 9. Alright. I would have converted this 15 kilometers per hour to meter per second. Anyway, when you multiply by 5 upon 18, that also get cancelled. So I kept it as it is. If you want, you can convert it into meter per second and substitute also. You will get the same answer. Now 16th sum. A ball of mass 0.4 kg slows down from a speed of 5 meter per second to 3 meter per second. Calculate the change of kinetic energy. Change of kinetic energy is that work energy theorem. Half m v square minus u square. Okay, use the work energy theorem का formula. So mass is given as 0.5 kg. velocity u is 5 meter per second, v is 3 meter per second. Calculate the change in kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy is equal to half m v square minus u square. So half into mass is 0.5. 5 square, take a greater number first. 5 square minus 3 square. So half into 0.5 into 25 minus 9. How much is 25 minus 9? It's 16. So 2 8s are 16. So it is 4. So 4 joule decrease. Okay, because otherwise it comes minus, you know. See the formula. You get minus terms. So just like decrease. So 17 sum. A cannon ball of mass 500 grams is fired with a speed of 15 meter per second. Find its kinetic energy and momentum. Okay, so very important sum. Mass is 500 grams, that is 0.5 kg divided by 1000, grams to kg divided by 1000. Speed is 15 meter per second. Find the kinetic energy and momentum. So kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. So half into 0.5 into 15 into 15. So when you work it out, you get 56.25 joules. Second part, the momentum. So momentum formula, momentum is equal to mass into velocity. Mass is 0.5, velocity is 15. So it is 7.5 kg meter per second. Correct? Now the 18 sum. A body of mass 10 kg is moving with a velocity of 20 meter per second. If the mass of the body is doubled and velocity is half, find the initial kinetic energy, final kinetic energy. Again, very important sum. Okay, so mass, write the particulars down. Mass is 10 kg. Velocity is 20 meter per second. If the mass is doubled and the velocity is reduced in half, find the initial kinetic energy and final kinetic energy. So kinetic energy formula is half mv square. So half into mass is 10 and velocity is 20. So 20 into 20. So it comes to 2000 joules. Now the second part, I'll do it over here. Second part. In second part they said the mass is doubled. So mass is doubled means what was the mass before? 10 kg. Take 20 kg. And the velocity is reduced to half. So velocity was 20. Half of that is 10. So now what will be the final kinetic energy? Again the same formula. Mass is 20, velocity is 10 into 10. So it is 1000 joules. A truck weighing 1000 kgf changes its speed from 36 km per hour to 72 km per hour in 2 minutes. Calculate the work done and the power. Gravity is given as 10 meter per second square. So the mass is given as 1000 kg. And change in speed is 36 km per hour to 72 km per hour. So convert 36 km per hour to meter per second. So u is equal to 36 into 5 by 18. Remember, whenever you have to convert kilometers per hour to meter per second, multiply by 5 upon 18. So 18 2s are 36. 10 meter per second. And v is equal to 72 into 5 upon 18. 18 4s are 20 meter per second. So time is 2 minutes. That is 2 into 60, 120 second. Calculate the work done. Work is, see, they have given G they have given, but H they have not given. So you can use that work energy theorem. W is equal to half m v square minus u square. Half mass is 1000, v square minus u square, 20 square minus 10 square. Half into 1000 into 20 square is 400, 10 square is 100. 400 minus 100 is how much? 300. To 150 joules. So now they are asking power. Power is work upon time. Upon time is 120. So that is coming to 12500 watt. 10 watts. When you work it out. Okay. 20th sum. A body of mass 60 kg has a momentum of 3000 kg meter per second. Calculate the kinetic energy and the speed of the body. So mass is given 60 kg. Momentum is given 3000 kg per meter cube. Kg meter per second. Kg meter per second. And you have to find out the kinetic energy and speed of the body. Kinetic energy is equal to P square upon 2m. You know this formula? Kinetic energy, one more formula is there, P square upon 2m. So 3000 into 3000 upon 2 into 60. So 75000 joules. Okay. Then they are asking speed of the body. So speed के लिए you use kinetic energy का formula half mv square. Kinetic energy you already know. Mass is 60 into v square. So 75000 upon 30 is equal to v square. That is equal to so it is 2500 is equal to v square. Take a square root on both the sides. What is the square root of 2500? Therefore v is 50 meter per second. Understood? Okay, now next sum. 21st sum. How much work is needed to be done on a ball of mass 50 grams to give it a momentum of 5 kg meter per second square? So mass is 50 grams. Convert it into kg right away. One by 20 kg. And momentum is given 5 kg meter per second. And work they want. Okay, work is what? Work is energy, kinetic energy. So again you can use kinetic energy is equal to P square upon 2m. So P square 5 into 5 upon m is 2 into 1 by 20. 5 into 5 into 10. 250 joules. Next, 22nd sum. How much energy is generated in a box of mass 20 kg when a man carrying the box waits for 5 minutes for the bus? Then second part, runs carrying the box with a speed of 3 meter per second to catch the bus. Then C part or the third part, raises the box by 0.5 meter in order to place it inside the bus. Gravity is 10 meter per second square. Now if the man is waiting, work done is said to be 0. Okay, so energy is 0. No work is done because no movement. Okay, energy is 0 in the first case. Then B part, runs with the box with a speed of 3 meter per second. So that means kinetic energy, right? Half mv square. So half mass is how much? 20. Velocity is 3. 90 joules. Then raises the box by 0.5 meter. So that is potential energy. mgh. Mass is 20. G is 10. height they have given is 0.5. So remove the point upon 10, this 10 get cancelled. 100 joules. Yeah. Now 23rd sum. A bullet of mass 50 grams is moving with a velocity of 500 meter per second. It penetrates 10 centimeter into a still target and comes to rest. Calculate the kinetic energy and second part, average retarding force. So mass is 50 kg. Mass is 50 grams, sorry. 50 upon 1000. Again 1 by 20 kg. Leave it like that only. We need it for the further calculation. Velocity 500 meter per second. Penetrates 10 centimeter. So S is 10 centimeter. That is 10 by 100. Again 1 by 10 meter. Just leave it like that. And calculate the kinetic energy, first part. So A part, kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is half mv square. So half, mass is 1 by 20. Velocity is 500 into 500 because since it's v square. So 250, 1010 get cancelled. Then 250. 25 into 25, 6250 joules. Now they are asking for the average retarding force. Now how do you find out force when you've got kinetic energy? So the formula over here we are going to use is kinetic energy is equal to F into S. So 6250 is equal to F and displacement is 10 centimeter, that is 1 by 10. Therefore F is equal to 62500 Newton. With the 24th sum. A spring is kept compressed by a small trolley of mass 0.5 kg lying on a smooth horizontal surface as shown in the figure. When the trolley is released, it is found to move at the speed of 2 meter per second. What is the potential energy? What potential energy did the spring possess when it was compressed? So over here, if you see the figure, the mass is given as 0.5 kg. And the velocity is 2 meter per second. And they are asking potential energy. So potential energy, we can use kinetic energy का formula, half mv square one joules. Because if potential energy they ask and they have not given height and they have given velocity, then you can use half mv square. Either vice versa also. Like for example, if they are asking for potential energy and velocity is given, then half mv square is given. A ball of mass 0.20 kg is thrown vertically upwards with the initial velocity of 20 meter per second. Calculate the maximum potential energy it gains as it moves up. Okay, so write the particulars down. Mass is 0.20 kg. Initial velocity 20 meter per second. Calculate the potential energy. So potential energy, instead of mgh I am using half mv square. I just told you that potential energy, kinetic energy, they are energy and the formulas can be interchanged. So it will be 40 joules. Now the second sum. A stone of mass 500 grams is thrown vertically upwards with a velocity 15 meter per second. Calculate first part potential energy at the greatest height. Second part is kinetic energy on reaching the ground, and third part total energy at its halfway point. So it's all kinetic energy, potential energy. So even though they are saying potential energy, kinetic energy, they mean the same thing. So the answer will be the same. Alright. So mass is given 500 gram, 0.5 kg. Velocity is given as 15 meter per second. Calculate the potential energy. So potential energy, I am using kinetic energy ka formula, half mv square So that is half. Mass is 0.5, velocity is 15 into 15. So that comes to 56.25 joules. Okay, that's the first part. Second part, they are asking, first part is potential energy, second part the kinetic energy on reaching the ground. So kinetic energy is 56.25 joules. Third, the total energy at halfway point. So energy at halfway point is equal to same thing, 56.25 joules. Alright, keep that in mind. Now the third sum. A metal ball of mass 2 kg is allowed to fall freely from rest from a height of 5 meter above the ground. Taking g as 10 meter per second square, calculate potential energy possessed by a ball when it is initially at rest, kinetic energy of ball just before it hits the ground, and what happens to the mechanical energy after the ball hits the ground and comes to rest. Okay, now it's the same like the previous sum. First you write all the particulars down. Mass is 2 kg, height is 5 meter, g is 10 meter per second square. Calculate the potential energy. Potential energy is mgh, 2 10 5, 100 joules. Then second part, kinetic energy. Kinetic energy velocity is not given, so same as potential energy, 100 joules. Third, what happens to the mechanical energy? So when the ball falls on the ground, it gets converted into sound energy and heat energy. Okay, so heat and sound energy. Alright, now the fourth sum. The diagram below shows a ski jump. The skier weighs 60 kgf, stands at A at the top of a ski jump. He moves from A and takes off for his jump at B. Calculate the change in gravitational potential energy of a skier between A and B. If 70% of this 75% of this energy becomes kinetic energy in B, calculate the speed of the skier when he arrives at B. G, take it as 10 meter per second. So if you see the figure, the height on one side is 75 and another side is 15. So you use the formula for potential energy, change in potential energy, mg h2 minus h1. So potential energy mg h2 minus h1. So mass they have given is 60, gravity is 10, h2 minus h1, 75 minus 15. So 60 into 10 into 60. Joules. Now 75% of this energy gets converted to kinetic energy. 75% of potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy. So 75 upon 100 into 36000 is equal to kinetic energy is half mv square. Mass is how much? 60 into v square. So 230, 1030 that side. 25 3s are 75, 25 4s are 100, 9s are 36. Then 3 into 9000 upon 30 is equal to v square. So v square is 900, therefore v will be 30 meter per second. So that's the answer for the fourth one. Okay. Now we start with the fifth sum. A hydroelectric power station takes its water from a lake whose water level is at a height of 50 meter above a turbine. Assuming an overall efficiency of 40%, calculate the mass of water which must flow through the turbine each second to produce power output of 1 megawatt. So power output they have given 1 megawatt. You know how to convert megawatt into watt? 1 megawatt is 10 raised to 6 watt. Remember that. Then height is 50 meter. Efficiency is 40%. You know what is the formula for efficiency? Power output upon power input into 100 percentage efficiency. Calculate the mass of water. So if to find out the mass, time is given 1 second. So gravity is also given 10 meter per second square. So efficiency is equal to power output upon power input into 100. Efficiency they have given 40%. So 40 upon 100 is equal to power output is 10 raised to 6 upon power input. So power input will be 10 raised to 6 into 100 upon 40. 2 to the 4, 2 5s are 10. 10 raised to 5 into 50 upon 2. 25. 25 into 10 raised to 5 watts. That's the power input. Now power is equal to mgh upon time, right? So power input is how much? 2, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. Mass is given as, mass is not given, they have asked for the mass. G is 10, height is 50 meter, time is 1 second. So then mass will be 25, 500. Sorry, only so 5000 kg is your answer. Alright, got it? Just go through it once more. Just remember this formula. Energy is equal to power output upon power input into 100. Efficiency is power output upon power input into 100. Efficiency is given 40%. So 40 upon 100, power output is given 10 raised to 6. We get power input, then that power input you use mgh upon time, substitute the values and you get the mass. Now the last sum, sixth sum. A bob of simple pendulum is imparted with a velocity of 5 meter per second. So velocity 5 meter per second. When it is at its mean position, to what maximum height will it raise? So h is equal to question mark. If 60% of the energy is lost in overcoming the friction, so 60% energy is lost. That is 40% energy used. Alright, 60% is lost, 40% is used. Energy what we use? Half mv square. So 40% of kinetic energy is equal to potential energy because velocity is given na. So we are using half mv square. So 40% of the energy gets converted into potential energy. So 40 upon 100 into half. Mass we don't know. Velocity is v square. So 5 square. Potential energy is mass. Gravity is 10. Height is h. And they are asking you about the height. Mass and mass get cancelled because it's the same. Then 1 0 1 0 get cancelled. 2 2s are 4. 2 5s are 10. 1 5 get cancelled. So 5 upon 10 is equal to height. Therefore height is 0.5 meter. That's your answer. Okay. So that's how we solve all the sums of work per energy. So I hope you have understood the way how I have explained. I have solved each and every sum. And just go through the formulas and of course work it out in your notebook for better understanding and remembering till your exam time. If you have liked the way how I have taught and if you have understood, please do like and share this video and subscribe if you want more videos of this type. Okay, so bye till then. Bye bye.